Artboards provide a way to control the size of the canvas in which you're creating artwork. Illustrator has the ability to have multiple artboards within a single document, which is great when creating multiple versions of a logo to show to a client or when experimenting with different iterations of artwork. Don't think of artboards as pages, because Illustrator is not a page layout program. Think of artboards as multiple canvases on which you can work. Let's take a closer look. I'm beginning this video with the artboards.ai file already open on my computer. And we can see that we have a logo on the artboard that is centered horizontally and positioned towards the top of the artboard. Now, we can make adjustments to our artboard by coming over here to the Tools panel and clicking on the Artboard tool. And the minute I do that, you'll notice that I get handles on the sides and corners of the artboard. So because this logo is so much smaller than the artboard, I'm going to go ahead and resize the artboard so that it's only occupying, or at least containing, the artwork. Now you'll notice when I have the Artboard tool selected, I have a lot of options up here in my control panel that I can change that will modify my artboard as well. So for example, if I click on the Preset drop-down menu, I can choose from a number of preset sizes that I can use to define my artboard. In addition, I can manually adjust the size of my artboard over here in the width and height fields. So maybe I want my artboard to be 350 pixels wide, so I'll just type that in there, and the height to be 150. And if I press enter, that'll commit the change. When I make changes like that, the artboard honors the reference point. So you can see that I'm making changes based on the dead center of my artboard. I can also position the artboard via the X and Y coordinates. Now in addition, I can change the name of the artboard if I choose to, and I can also choose to show different options. So I'm going to go ahead and press Command 0 or Control 0 on my keyboard. If I choose the second button, that'll show my crosshairs on the top and left and right sides and the bottom. And then the third option is to show the video safe areas. Now in addition, I can choose to show my artboard options. So that can be accessed right here. We can click on this button, and that's going to show me the properties very similar to what I see up here at the top. So I'll go ahead and click OK. And then what I can also do is I can duplicate my artboard very easily. So I'm going to zoom out by pressing Command- on Mac or Control- on Windows. And while holding down the Option key on Mac or the Alt key on Windows, I'm going to drag this artwork to make a copy to the right side. Now one thing I'll point out is that I have this option chosen right here, which will move or copy the artwork with the artboard. So that is enabled, and that's why I made a complete copy of my artwork. Now what I might want to do is on this second artboard, I'm going to go ahead and just move over there. I'm going to go ahead and click on this text here, and then I'm going to actually double click, and this is going to take me into isolation mode, and we'll cover that a little bit later. But if I select this text, I can go to my Appearance panel, and I'm going to change the fill color to say red on both of these items. So both of these fill colors are going to change to red. And now I have a red version of my logo. Maybe we'll click on this text up here and do the same thing, and that'll give me a red version of my logo. Now I'll go ahead and just double click on one of my artboards to get out of isolation mode, and now we can see that we have two artboards in the same document. Now in addition, you can show your artboards panel, which is located in the panel dock over here. And what I might want to do is rename the second artboard to the red pluralist logo. So we'll just kind of click on this so we can view the artboard to fit in the window, and then I'll double click to rename it. So I'm going to change this to the red pluralist logo. I'll remove the copy text here. And let's rename the other one to the blue pluralist logo. And now we can easily access each one by just clicking on each one. I double click on each one of these artboards, and that'll activate them. If I double click on the text, it'll rename it. But if I double click to the right, it'll make that artboard active. In addition, with an artboard selected in the Artboards panel, I can use the up and down arrow keys to move them up or down in the list here. And in addition, when you have multiple artboards, you can go to the panel menu here and choose to rearrange the artboards in a number of different configurations. You can choose to arrange them by row, by column, or straight in a line by row or by column. When you choose either of these first two options, you could choose how many columns or how many rows are going to be created, as well as the spacing between them. So if I choose to do these by column, I'll choose to put, say, 30 points in between. And when I click OK, you can see that now the artboards have been readjusted to put that amount of space in between. If I go to rearrange artboards again, I'll choose to put, say, maybe 5 points in between, and now they move closer together. As you can see, there are many ways that multiple artboards can be used. The possibilities are endless, and it alleviates the need to create multiple versions of a document because you can simply create a new artboard for each version of your artwork.